Celebrate every day like it was New Year's. I'm gonna open my eyes like it was the first time. Let this miracle of life bring me alive. I'm gonna dance every time that I hear the birds sing. Wanna fly just as high, Jah, give me the wings. I am infinite potential and all that it brings. Love of the universe.
Hello there, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Bring Me to Life podcast. My name is Selomon, joined by my lovely partner, Shannon Shine. How you doing?
Hi guys, I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited for you to be here too. What have you been up to since the beginning of the year? Any good stories for the listeners?
It's definitely been a good start to 2018. I feel like 2018 is really gonna be our year. The first couple weeks I've had an interesting series of synchronicities that just have really been kind of putting me in the mood to keep moving forward, and I'm really excited about a lot of projects we got going on.
I'm excited too. It seems like a lot of people this year think that, I don't know, it's a good year. It's just everybody I've talked to, even my dad, who's like definitely not into like this kind of thing that we're into with consciousness and all that. And he's like, I feel like this year is going to be a good year. I'm like, whoa. Like everybody's saying it.
It feels good. We just had the lunar eclipse, and it's the crazy full moon. We're going to talk a little bit about that here soon, and it's just, there's a lot of really good things going on, and like you said, I've been talking to a lot of people too, and it's really exciting to see everybody kind of really looking at what projects they want to be focusing on already and getting a good start on it. And I just know a lot of people have been trying to stay on top of it this year, and that's good, and I hope that it really works out for everyone. And I'm excited that we're here for our 100th podcast.
Yeah, I mean, 100 episodes. It's crazy. We kind of dreamed about this day when we first started the recording upstairs, and you know, if you go back to our first episode, you can definitely tell we were like just getting into it, but look back now, it's like we've come far.
I think all projects take just dedication, and you got to experiment. You got to get out in the field and really try it. We've improved in our quality. We've had great guests the entire time. Lots of cool interviews. Met a lot of really cool people on the way. I'm so excited to see who we get to meet this year. I feel like we've really branched out into some great communities, and we've had a lot of people reaching out to us with new people to interview and people they want to get involved with Crystal Chalice Wars and just all kinds of things. There's so much great energy already happening, and it's like the first month we're like already so far into the good stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, this year's been a great start. And, I mean, we got a lot of good stuff to talk about today, don't get me wrong. Episode 100, it's going to be a good episode, but we're mostly going to be talking about bringing in the new and letting go of the old. That's kind of the theme that we have for this episode, and that will include, like, about the full moon and all of our new projects and all the stuff. And it's really amazing. I feel grateful to be here with you, being able to do the stuff that we're doing.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I've really enjoyed the adventure. It's been quite the adventure for sure. I'm really grateful too.
Now the last few weeks, it seems to me that I could have felt, this super blood blue moon eclipse, whatever it is. I feel like I was feeling it like 2 weeks before tonight. Like, we're recording it on the night of the super blue blood moon.
Yeah, it's a really intense time right now. Whether you believe in the astrology or not, there's nobody can deny the amount of energy that's happening right now. Just chaotic. In our community, in the world, in general, everyone's feeling that sense of shift coming. And that it's kind of like you said, even your dad's really like feeling that sense of like things are happening now, like something is shifting. I've seen people smiling. I haven't seen smile in a long time, and to me that says something, and they don't even realize it. It's when you see shifts in those people that you don't expect, when you really know that things are happening, and that's exciting.
With this full moon, it's been very intense. Like, a lot of people are getting sick. A lot of people are feeling sad. A lot of old energy, a lot of trauma is surfacing right now, and people are able to let it go now. And I think that, the super blue blood moon is like a tool to do all of that.
It is a really interesting tool. It's really cool too to see how a lot of female bodies react to it, because the female body has, as most people know, this specific cycle that you go through once a month, and a lot of women, a lot of women deal with it, and it comes around the moon, and they're feeling so strongly right now during this full moon. I've had a lot of women kind of reach out to me during readings and different things, and they're saying that their cycles are just linking up with this moon. And to me, that's a powerful thing, because women's cycles are linking up with the moon, and the tides are linking up with the moon, and we're really affected by the different energy that it puts out, whether it's closer or further away or brighter or being hidden. But then we have this eclipse thrown in. And that really kind of puts a lot of people on edge, because some people really enjoy watching the eclipse, and then other people really kind of hibernate when the eclipse comes, and then some people throw all these different religious beliefs into it. So then everyone starts just having all kinds of feels, good and bad. But when you get down to it, it's just everyone is being kind of aware of something. And when you're aware of the fact that there's this happening with something as big as the moon that shines light at night, it's also shining light on the darkness, as you said, and the traumas that people are facing. And that is why people are getting more sick, because when people have to face traumas and things that kind of stress them out or scare them, it kind of does create a sickness, or like I know I personally had to have a day of hibernation where I just let kind of all the things that have been bothering me kind of surface. And I had a friend with me that was having a similar situation where things just kind of kept happening. But even though that I had that kind of 24-hour period of just release, now I feel so much better. I woke up today, I was able to go to work and just manifest things that I'd been working on manifesting for a long time. I know you've been really getting excited about being able to schedule and getting all your schedule stuff organized.
The planner is such a powerful thing, man. If anybody's struggling to do all the projects you want to do, just, try getting a planner. I've used it for the last month, and I 100% have been able to do much more in this 1 month.
I'll even customize it for you. You want a customized planner? You can contact us at Bring Me to Life, and we'll send you a customized planner.
It's one of the coolest planners that I've ever seen. It has Captain Picard on the front of it, and he's one of my biggest role models. He is the biggest role model. My biggest role model. So Captain Picard, he's a symbol that is he works hard. He isn't afraid to tell people his opinion.
He's very well respected.
He's well respected. He treats everybody the same. He respects human life and all life forms. Like Data, who is an android in the show, they wanted to mass produce him, and he didn't want to do it. Like the android, he's like, I don't want to do that. But they're like, well, you're a machine, you got to do it. So Captain Picard takes it to court, and he fights for Data's life. He say he is a sentient being, and he convinced everybody in the room that Data was sentient, and that Data, the android, had a choice. So from then on, they, anybody like him, they had rights then. So he's a huge advocate for sentient life, and I think that's one thing I really respect about him. So having him on my planner helps me get a lot done already, and that's one tip I would say for people.
Planners are important.
Get more done and be more serious with life.
Well, that leads me to one of the things I wanted to share about the full moon is making lists. Because in your planner, you make lists of things to do through the day rather than organizing it by time, which I think is really cool. But during full moon time and when it's time to release and manifest things, I really think it's important to do lists. I feel like I've told so many people this trick through clients and different card readings and rituals and workshops. But really the best thing to do right now if you're trying to accomplish something or bring something to you really is make a list of it. Write it all down so you can see it. Once you have that visual of it, you really kind of know what you want, because sometimes we think we know what we want, but we haven't really thought it out in detail. When you have to really kind of hone in on what it is you want and how, and one step on how you can get it. And actually, I do a whole workshop on this technique during Shine Online, which we did like a week or two ago. It was really great. If you didn't get a chance to check out Shine Online, I ask that you do, because there's 6 workshops and 7 musical performances, and each one has a very unique message, and I just really think you should check out Shine Online. And I have to say, it's exciting to know that we had over 50,000 interactions.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
We reached over 50,000 people with Shine Online, and that was the day of. It wasn't counting like all the people who watched it afterwards. So to be able to do that, it was huge for us. You know, we had a great time, and such people may not know this about Shine Online, but we already did one before this 2 years ago. And that one did not go as well. It was a great idea. We had really great workshops. It was just we were just getting into using this technology. Like, that was new for us then. That's kind of getting old now, and now we're like going to the next level.
Moral of the story is, don't give up. Keep working towards things, and really kind of like elaborate on ideas and do your research. But it's also really cool that we experimented with that 2 years ago, and now we had that opportunity. We had 2 years to really focus on it, and we had a great team. Such a great team this year. Shout out to all of them.
Every workshop host.
Shout out to all of them.
Thanks for being part of Shine Online, everybody who was a part of it and watched it, and the DJ sets afterwards. Those, unfortunately, Facebook blocked mine and your DJ sets, but people can find them on YouTube by just searching Shine Online, and there's a playlist on our YouTube channel, Project Bring Me to Life.
Mm-hmm. But the other cool thing is, not only is it music, there's workshops. There's a workshop by the Healer of the Year, Jacqueline Clemente. There's 2 workshops by the Guide of the Year, Breezy Spread Love. We had a workshop with Nick Bryce, who was a hardworking masculine, our first year, Crystal Chalice. And then I did the Manifest Your Destiny workshop, and Celia did a meditation. So you have 6 free workshops. And they're all things that would really benefit you right now at this beginning of 2018. We're starting to really get momentum here. People are through the January blues. We're embracing February, and part of February is relationships, and not only just romantic relationships, but embracing relationships in your community and in your network, and just whatever it is you're trying to do. Now is the time to really kind of check in with your network and embrace those friends and start getting out and really activating it. And you can do that with a lot of the workshops in Shine Online. That's one of the reasons we did it, was so people could connect online and expand their network. And you can still check out the different comments and send messages and send information or contact the different.
People are still commenting on it. Like,
yeah,
I still get those comments, and I love it.
And you can ask questions, and the workshop facilitators, they'll answer, or we'll get you a response, and you can go through and you can find people through the Bring Me to Life tribe on Facebook. And it's a great way to meet new friends that have like-minded just feels, and they want to know about the same topics. And then the musicians we had this year were so awesome, and they went through a lot of work to really get us the quality performances they did. So if you're ever just kind of at home and you want to watch some good music, we have live sets from Mateo Monk, and Heartworks was really awesome, and we had Star Baby and the Rolling Ohms. We had Spaceship Earth, and then Glass Cannon. They just really blew it away. It was awesome, amazing. And then CeeLo and I did our DJ sets to really close out the night, and it was neat because it was one of my first online DJ sets, and I featured some of my favorite Bring Me to Life radio musicians, so you should check that out.
Yeah, please do. You were saying something there before. You were talking about Shine Online. Do you remember what that was? We were talking about letting go of the old, getting into the new, and just the fact that we've stepped up our game since last year's Shine Online.
Right, we were talking about the full moon. I briefly was telling them about the full moon ritual.
That we did? So, yeah, I was reading this article while I was getting ready for Bring Me to Life TV streaming. We did video streaming, it was yesterday at the time of this recording, and it went great. We reached around 200 people live. Unfortunately, Facebook is kind of being a jerk, deleting all the videos, like blocking them. So we're going to have to find maybe YouTube Live or Twitch.
Well, when we originally started with the Bring Me to Life podcast, we were doing it through Google Hangouts, which was pretty neat platform. A lot of things have shifted. It's interesting.
A lot of things have shifted. Now the podcast is
Yeah.
we're audio here, but hopefully you guys are like loving the audio.
Podcast world is interesting.
Podcast world mostly is audio. There's there are those people who do video podcasts, but for the majority of the podcast world, it is audio only, and it's a lot easier to control.
It's true.
Just the audio. But the video is great, and that's why we want to bring TV. We want to call it TV because it's like you're getting
It was pretty neat.
Visual.
It's pretty neat. We have music videos and weather, and it's cool. If you have videos that you want to really get out there into the world and they have a positive content, you can submit them. We will take some videos.
Yeah, please email any content you would like us to check out and maybe possibly play on Bring Me to Life TV. You can email them at projectbringmetolife@gmail.com. It's spelled with the number 2. Before I got into the TV, though, I was saying I found an article that I used on that to kind of talk about the full moon during the broadcast. And this article says that 2018 is going to be a year that everybody is going to remember because all the little things that we've been struggling to figure out will finally be revealed. It's also saying that this the eclipse that just happened, if you're open to it, you can get a lot of positivity, you can get a lot of energy there, you can get a lot of rewards from doing that. And so, trying to block out any of the changes that are currently going on from the eclipse and the super blue blood moon and all these crazy planetary alignments, they're lining up, and they're allowing us to shift into who we want to become, who we're meant to become, what our destiny is. We're aligning on that path. And so resisting any kind of changes, whether you think they're good or bad at that time, it might not be as conducive and smooth for your level up. I guess I can say, when you're in a video game and it's just like, bam, that like bright light kind of shoots out, and it's like, oh,
all about life being a video game. All about it.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing right now. So try not to hold on to the old, all those things that no longer serve. Just
embrace the new.
Embrace the new, because after the chaotic energy of the super blue blood moon, we're really going to start figuring stuff out here.
It's not even about embracing just the new. It's embracing what you deserve. It's really important to really acknowledge your worth and to embrace what you deserve. I've heard podcast after podcast talk about how people didn't believe in money, and then once they started believing, it manifested. And it's true. Like, once you realize what you are worth, it manifests. Like, the same thing goes for whatever other project you may be working on. If you can't seem to get it, it might be because you think that you're not worthy of it. And once you just kind of take a step back, take a deep breath, say, I'm going to do this right now, like whatever this mission is, and you take just a step forward, even if you were frustrated with it, it can really work out into your advantage. And it's really important to not give up and to just embrace that you deserve to move forward.
I totally agree with all that. Because we all are love, We're all expressions of God. We're all part of God. I think it's important, We're all human, though. I mean, we all, obviously, we have judgments and things like that, but it's okay to have them. I think that when you do have them, it's important to not be too hard on yourself. I think just realizing it, accepting it, being okay with it, and then being able to move on from it. Be like, instead of kind of focusing and feeling shame or guilt for thinking a certain way, like, that's all old paradigms now. For me, at least. Like, I hope that other people see it that way, because I think it's a powerful way to live. I think it's a beautiful way to live.
I agree.
So this article is amazing. If anybody wants to check out more about this article that I used to kind of talk about on the TV broadcast, which you can find on YouTube as well, just type in Bring Me to Life TV, is the website is curiousmindmagazine.com. So you just type in Curious Mind Magazine and Super Blue Blood Moon, and it will pop up. So that's one of the more powerful events that are happening right now, and that's happening as we're recording this. So I think it's pretty cool. And I want to talk about inspiration and motivation. Like, we've been doing this podcast for 100 episodes.
Yep, that's a lot of episodes. That's a lot of dedication.
That is a lot of dedication. It's a lot of, staying with it.
And there's been many episodes that we've tried to record that we've kind of had accidental lost into the internets.
Yeah.
So that is a lot of dedication.
Yeah.
From not only us, but people listening and people participating and sending us more awesome people.
All the listeners who have been, with us, and anybody who's like a new listener, like, I think that's awesome. I hope you continue to stay with us, because it's getting good. It's getting really good, and I promise you all will not be disappointed in some of the interviews and series that we'll be coming out with this year in the podcast.
Yeah, we're working on a lot of really interesting series with some interesting people. So we are really grateful that you decided to wake up and shine on with us. It's one of the things we like to say here, because you're taking time to really wake up to some new people. And we like to think of shining on as really spreading the message and spreading the love and spreading the information with the world. So we're grateful that you woke up and shine on with us.
So besides this podcast, you obviously do other things. You run a shop. You've had it for around 2 years, a little over 2 years now.
Yep.
And what tips do you have for staying dedicated, staying motivated? What keeps you going?
I think it's really important to find people to surround yourself with that want to see you succeed, as well as they have their own dreams as well, so you can keep them motivated. That's been something that's been really important to me the last couple of years, is surrounding myself with motivated people, because you really are a mixture of who you spend the most time with, or you spend the most time focusing on. So if you're too busy focusing yourself on, a relationship that's just not healthy for you, or you're stuck in a household that's just not the perfect living situation for you to really just thrive, and you're just kind of surviving, that's not really motivating for you. You're not really able to chase your dreams. And I understand a lot of people are kind of in situations where they feel stuck, but I've also felt really, really stuck in my life, and I've had some really, really, really low points. I can't say that I've 100% been homeless, because I'm lucky enough to always have somebody that would make sure I had someplace to be. And that's something I'm really grateful for in my life. But I've felt kind of homeless, if you know what I mean. And I feel like that's what it is for a lot of people that have chosen to be homeless too, is it's not that they don't have somebody. It's just kind of sucking up that pride and finding a way to move to the next step and getting yourself in the best situation. And I think that that's something I would like to share with people, is you always can move a step forward towards whatever your dream is. If you feel like you're stuck in your job, if you feel like you're stuck somewhere that you just aren't thriving, you're just surviving, figure out what even the littlest thing you can do is to move forward, because that's what's going to motivate you, is to know that you're not stuck and to know that you can move forward. Even with, like you said, I own a shop, okay? I've had it for 2 years. A lot of people are like, oh, you're living the dream. Well, there's still times where I'm like, I'm stuck. I'm seeing the same thing every day. Just like if I had a job, someone else was my boss. I have to find ways to move forward. I mean, there's a lot of mom and pop shops that they don't move forward, and a lot of people don't want to keep going back to them because they never change, You have to find a way to keep moving forward and to keep bettering yourself. Just because I got it doesn't mean that I just stop now. I have to keep getting better. And so that's how we work. That's how you manifest your destiny, and you continue to stay shining bright and to share that extra energy. And that's where I get with the surrounding myself with those people, seeing them get motivated and excited about what they're doing. That's what you need, not someone that's going to bring you down or kind of do the opposite of what you want to do with your life. And to see that improvement in others, and to just know that even on days that I feel like I'm stuck and I'm not going anywhere, and that I've kind of like leveled out, that there's always something you can do to improve. And there's always something you can do to get yourself out of any sort of situation.
So if you want to be dedicated and you come to a problem and you're like, man, this is really testing my dedicatedness, I would say find something that can help you to expand your consciousness so that when you come back to that problem, you can solve it and you can get over it, and then you can move on. It's important because problems come up. They come up, especially if you plan on being dedicated for a long time. Like, this earth is not an easy earth to live on. There's a lot of souls who have a lot of problems trying to incarnate here. So, I mean, that's my advice. If you want to stay dedicated, also just taking it day by day, step by step, brick by brick, just not getting overwhelmed by the big picture and just focusing on each individual part.
I think that's really important. It's definitely important to have that self-care, which I think of what you're touching on there, because you're right. If you don't take that moment to kind of take a step back and really breathe, it's hard to see the full picture and to stay dedicated to something. And that's probably another reason I felt like I personally kind of hibernated for a day or two, was I just wanted a day to be able to take a step back and see what it was I needed to do to make it someplace that I wanted to be again, and things like that, like in my own studio and outside the studio. So it's been an interesting start to the year. Definitely a lot of reflection, a lot of releasing, working on collecting lots of different things to let go. That's another part of the full moon ceremony that I like to do, to manifest things and to also release things. And I make lists of things I want to release, and then I destroy that list. I often just rip it up, but you can also burn it or just destroy it in some way. That way you're releasing all those things. And it helps you kind of move forward and focus more on the manifestation list that you're going to see every day.
You make a really good point, Shannon, and I agree with everything there. And that's why we get along so well, usually. I appreciate you being here on the podcast, and it's nice to co-host again with you.
Yeah, it's always nice to have these discussions and to talk about some cool stuff.
Definitely. Speaking of cool stuff, if anybody would like to sign up for some perks on our Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/pbm2l and sign up for some neat things that I think y'all would appreciate.
Sneak peeks.
And money that you donate goes towards us creating an official nonprofit for Bring Me to Life. So it's going to go to a really awesome cause. We're going to be able to help a lot of musicians and artists and, really the whole world. That's our plan, is to inspire the whole world.
And it really it's kind of one of those things that helps motivate us. We're talking about motivators, because right now Bring Me to Life has all been kind of like out of the love of our hearts and our dedication to our musicians and our artists and our friends and our tribe and our network. So Bring Me to Life is all funded on love, and we really appreciate any Patreon donation. And Patreon's really cool because you can do micro donations, and I pick a few artists here and there and try to donate to them as well. And it's neat because it's cheaper than even a Starbucks coffee. If you don't have a whole lot to donate, it's a great way to go. But if you have excess to donate, you can do that as well, and you earn more. Obviously, if you can donate $50 to $100, we have some different packages on there, especially if you're a musician or an artist wanting to share your content. It's a really great way to do so. CeeLo is so important. He has so many reminders right now.
So, yeah, I mean, we talked about the importance of, setting yourself up for success and letting go of the old, bringing in the new. One of the new things you might want to do is, set reminders if you want to remember something. Sarah Hall talked about it on her show. She's going to have another show coming up. She talked about, if you have an idea, write it down if you can. If you have the opportunity, write it down, because it's so hard to remember all those ideas that you have.
Well, writing things down also, it kind of helps manifest it into reality, because like I said earlier, it's like that hard copy. It's that manifestation, that taking the time to put it on paper. Mm-hmm.
And so we do have the Patreon, but you can also go to our website, bringmetolife.com, and that has a donate button that you don't have to sign up monthly for. You can donate whatever you would like. All is very appreciated. We also have a lot more information and other cool stuff at bringmetolife.com. Some of the shows that we have coming out after this podcast is the premiere of the Golden Guy Hour with Breezy Spread Love is coming out on Saturday.
Who was the Guide of the Year for 2017 Chris Strauss Awards.
Yep, and she's going to be presenting a lot of holistic health information through empirically supported data. So it's for those people who care about those things, it's going to be a great a great show for those people.
She's awesome. I'm
She
so
is
excited
awesome.
about that show.
And that's going to be every first Saturday of the month. And then after that, we're going to have the Seeker's Path Cinema Scribe on the 7th and the 21st, both at around 12:30 p.m. on bringmetolife.com. We also have the afternoon show coming out on February 8th. I feel like I'm like wheezing over here. Wheezing a little bit. February 8th, the afternoon show with Ashton and I. It's going to be a brand new one. It's going to be great, uplifting prank calls. And then on the 15th of February, right after Valentine's Day, Sarah Hall is doing a live show on sacred sexuality. It's going to be a very great show. And then lastly, we're going to be premiering the Spiritual Harmonics on February 28th, which is a lot of philosophy and ideas about space and time and life and all kinds of amazing things.
Really excited about that one as well. It's got a really interesting topic and just storyline. So check it out.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in here to the 100th episode of the Bring Me to Life podcast. 100. We made it. Please share this if you enjoyed it. Like, comment, share. We love all of those things, and we love you all so much. Have a great night.
Sharing is caring. Thanks for waking up and shining on with us.